Okay. Um, Today I want to talk about the economy. Everyone's resonating? Well, okay. What do oh, First, what do I want to express is that um, let's say, what am I going to talk about in this video? I'm going to talk about, because everything is improvised, okay? I don't have a script, I don't have anything. I'm just truly expressing whatever I've observed, whatever I have gathered as in from observation, and how I see it from my own perspective, and how I see how it's gonna go. So, okay, so that's what it is, okay? So basically, what I have observed and what are my opinions on, like, from my own perspective, um what are they, and how, what are my opinions on them, and then how I feel, like how I see how it's gonna go. Okay, so the first part would be the observation, second part would be my opinions, and third part would be my opinions on how it's gonna turn out, like possibly, okay, or say my own suggestions on it. So first thing, what I've observed about economy is that there is an entire younger generation. Um, those are the ones that are like fresh graduates from university. Okay, a lot of them are having such a hard time to locate themselves, as in landing themselves a job, like, landing, like actually landing, having a job. And so that's why many of them would feel very uh, disoriented and not knowing where they're gonna head, like heading towards. Like, so how am I gonna launch my career? How am I gonna because for everyone, it's like time is ticking. Like the more time you are unable to land on a job, meaning you are aging. And it's like by the time that you are 26, you still don't have a job, or you have been working part-time jobs, your resume is going to look so bad, right? So, okay, that's first thing for the younger generations. Now there comes those who are in the middle part of it, like those who are already in the industry, working industry for uh, more than a decade, okay, or at least 5 years plus. Okay, so these are the ones that are burning out. These are the ones that are like literally um like seeing no ends, kind of. Okay, but but what I'm talking about is like a group of people that are more like, they don't, I wouldn't say it's I feel like most people, okay, most people are feeling very burnt out when it comes to like a 9 to 5 job, or even self-employed people, okay, um, mainly whose industries are like who work in industries that are related to corporate, okay, or any kind of um, bigger corporations or bigger industries, okay, mainstream industries. Those are the ones that feel the most burnout, okay. And then so there comes I'm gonna adjust this one. So there comes the third group, that would be the those who are closer to retirement. These group of people, they are more or less stable, more or less, but then like some of them have like pension plans, right? However, not many of them actually feel that secure. Okay, so now I'm just talking about financially. Because there are so many changes in the economy, the global economy, and the geopolitical reasons that would cause a lot of people feeling very unstable. So, right, okay. So, in summary, all three groups of people, they are all actually feeling very unstable. Okay, and I think at this point, everyone, if you click into this video, you would be like, yeah, that's the case. You're just repeating what I know. Yeah, exactly. So the observation is the general observation that everyone kind of already knows, right? Now, what I really want to talk about here is that, that's the general thing that we all are on the same page, okay? That's the part that now that if you're like, okay, yes, I resonate with that, what she just said, then we're on the same page, okay? What I want to talk about, like another side of the observation, we're still in the part one, okay? We're still in part one, we're still in the observation part. What I also observed is that a lot of us, many of us, be it you are actually still having a job, okay, you're still having a full-time job or part-time job or whatever, everyone is so concerned about money, right? Monetary issues, be it you have debts to pay back, you have a mortgage, anything like this, okay, you have bills to pay. Everything is about money, right? And people are like, of course, yes, but here's the thing. Why do we need money? Now, here's my question to myself and to everyone who's watching this video. As a matter of fact, this video is for brainstorm, okay? It's not for me to just delivering or sharing with you my observations and my opinions. It is actually for the entire community to brainstorm together. This is the purpose of the video. Because I'm actually raising a question for all of us. Why do we need money? Why? No, really, like, why do we need money? Do we actually need money? Do we? Like, imagine a scenario. This is something that I actually thought to myself. If a person has is a billionaire, okay? If a person is a billionaire and the other person is, person A is a billionaire, person B is a worker, like a helper, okay? A household helper, like a maid, suppose, okay? Now, suppose these two people are somehow, some way end up on an island that is like a, like Castaway, okay? like the movie Castaway. Here's the thing. That billionaire, literally all the money, the assets that this person has, the person A, billionaire, it means nothing on that particular island. And I know that there are certain movies that actually have this scenario demonstrated already. It's like in that movie, I forgot the name of that movie, but what it talks about is that those who are actually in the lowest caste, who are the working class, they have the most skills to actually survive. Okay, now I'm not saying that we should flip the entire roles. No, because for the society to actually run smoothly, there are different roles for us to play, right? Some people are more intellectually oriented. Some people are more, handcrafty, right? They're good at cooking. They're good at craftsmanship, stuff like, things like this. Some people are more good at researching. Some people are more good at art. So this is like the entire ecosystem. For it to work so smoothly and sustainably, we need all sorts of people. Diversity is beautiful, and that is why the Amazon forest is so vibrant and prosperous, right? Without any kind of structure. This is also what I thought, right? To myself, at one point, I was like, look at us, like in cities or in, metropolitans. Everything is so structured, but it is so not vibrant. It is not prosperous, it's not happy, it is not lively. But when it comes to forest, there's no structure, there's no human structure, man-made structure there, but everything is alive and so vibrant, and everything is just thriving. This is the natural ecosystem working on its own, and the so-called structure there is the flow, is the nature, is Mother Nature, operating, preserving. Is the force there is invisible, but it is that. Okay, so why am I talking about this? It's because when it comes to something that is so structured, money is actually one byproduct of this structured thing that we humans have built over the years. Okay, it's not just century, it actually has been thousands of years. The money to me is a tool. TOL is a tool. Have anyone actually thought about? I'm sure you guys do. Okay, it's just I'm just like, it is in a way of expressing that money is in fact just a tool for us, for efficiency, for convenience, to exchange the resources that we actually need. What we actually need is not money. What we actually need is the resources behind that we are able to access to with the tool that we call money. So is it actually money that we need? Maybe not. Right? If we take a step back and look at the issue here, do we actually need money? Do we actually need money? Now we question ourselves again. Well, for me personally, no, we don't need money. But can we use money? Yes, as a tool, consciously. Yes, it's like a knife. I can use it to, hurt other people, but I can also use a knife to cut up vegetables to cook a wonderful meal for everyone to taste. It depends on the user, right? How am I going to utilize this tool? In this case, it's a knife. In this case, it's money, currency, monetary things, right? This is just things that are like money is the byproduct of a man-made structure that we call civilization. In such a scenario that we are in right now, this civilization that we are in, we utilize money as an exchange tool for resources. What is the purpose of money then? It's for convenience. It is actually for convenience, but it has evolved over the years. In human history, we have adopted money in such a way that we become so unconscious and codependent with the tool money that we associate our own survival and identity with money. That is as if I don't have money, I can't survive. But is that the truth? Now, if we look back at the island scenario, the story, hypothetically, right? If two persons are actually on the island, one is a working class. This person has been doing all the hand works on a daily basis, cleaning or cooking, things like that. But the other one is more or less idle, okay? Because for billionaire, it does not mean that they don't work, okay? Some people are very, very, it's like, here's the thing. What I'm saying about billionaire is not that I'm stereotyping them, like they are just dumb or not working or just so money oriented and not doing anything. No, everyone is different. There are billionaires out there are very, very kind, or and very intelligent and compassionate. Okay, so I'm not stereotyping anyone that when I say billionaire, they are like those kind of um, people that exploit other people. Okay, no, not in this sense. What I'm talking about here is talking about the amount of money in the bank. Okay, like the bank balance. Okay, so this one has a smaller, like a less amount of money in the bank, like bank balance. This one has much more. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Okay, not that stereotyping any of those. So imagine this scenario that these two people are on the island. It's like an unknown island, like possibly like after a plane crash or something. This person and this person, they're no difference. But in society they do, because of social status, because of hierarchy, right? And also at the same time, when they are both on the island, the money means nothing. But the resources do. The skill sets do. It's like an entire reset, right? But does that mean that whoever like needs to rule over the other person? Not necessarily. The person who is a billionaire could be very good at building system, while for the other one, the working class, say, this person could be very good at handworks, while the billionaire could not, like, is not super good at it. So they actually can work together, right? So it's not a competition here. It can actually be co-creation. Now, let's move on to the second part. That would be my opinions on what's going on, okay, on the current situation of the economy. Because in the first part one, we talked about the general issues that's going on with the employment issues, or like people are kind of like wondering if do we want to get a job or not. People are kind of like observing and kind of like not knowing where to go yet, and most people are quite lost. And I also raised a question for all of us, that do we actually need money? Okay, because money in itself is not the thing that we possibly need. It's the resources behind that we can access to through the tool money that is actually something that we really need. Is the resources, aka water, okay, food, shelter, and air. Okay, these are the things that we actually need. Like, imagine there's no clean water to drink. Imagine there's no the oxygen level is so low. All of this, immediately we're just gonna say goodbye to the world, right? These are the resources that we actually truly need, to me. Now, the part two of this, my opinions on the current economy, is that the employment issues, because there are a lot of fresh graduate, younger people, they are actually unable to find a job, literally unable to find a job. How I see this unemployment issues in the younger generation is exactly the same as mass production, the result of mass production. That literally, what do we mean by mass production? Mass production of students, like pushing so many students into universities, only studying to obtain a certificate. What's the motive behind this? Well, education is a business. So education is a business, just as how factories, manufacturing is also a big business. And what happens to the world, the manufacturing issues right now is overproduction. Overproduction due to overconsumption. Is it true? I don't know. What do you guys think? For me, it's not overconsumption. It's overstimulation. That we think we need much more than what we originally need. And that causes overproduction. Right? And the quality becomes much lower. Do we all notice? Because I notice the clothing that we buy currently in any kind of fashion stores or brands, the quality is so much lower than that of like 10 years ago. It's just so different. It is totally different. Because of mass production, quality is lower. Because the cost can be much lower when the production is more, right? But is it actually necessary to produce this much? Can the market actually absorb all this production? I mean, I don't think so. If we look at the planet right now, I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. And similarly, this is what happens to the university graduates. Now here's the thing: there's no one to blame. I don't see there's anyone to be blamed in this kind of issue. It's just that we all have to be aware of what is happening. That yes, we have overproduced a lot of things. Now it comes to a situation that there are just so many mismatches. Right? It's like the supply is so much more than the demand. Then of course there's a surplus of fresh graduate students, and there would not be enough job positions for them to fill up, right? To fill up all this, there would not be enough vacancies because it's an overproduction. It's the same as garments, like clothing in fashion industry. There are so many new garments that can't be sold out because of overproduction. And what do they do to it? They burn it. They burn these new items for the sake of maintaining their brand image, maintaining the price of their sales. Like, really, this is what they do. Or they just dump it to the landfill. This is what it is. So my personal opinion on this is that we need to be aware. I think this is the first thing that we have to be very much aware of. Do we actually need money, or do we actually need the resources behind? We need quality. We need quality, not the quantity. We focus too much on quantity. And now it comes to even education system that has become a manufacturing system to produce workers. What does it mean? There are certain individuals, maybe their vocation, innate vocation, might not be actually going to universities. Or say they could be going to universities, but not actually having an MBA. Maybe some of them actually want to go into art. Everyone comes, this is my personal belief, is that everyone comes into life with a certain purpose that I think some people would call it vocation. Like, what actually is their passion? Yeah, is their passion, is their path. But the society is so ingrained in this idea of monetary things or material things. It's not something bad though. It's just we need to have a little balance here, isn't it? I think so. We need to have certain balance, and I think a lot more and more people are becoming more aware of this. And I'm just one of us. Okay, I'm just one of us. And I'm just speaking my mind here, speaking how I feel about it here. And because the more that we speak about it, it's actually the more that we communicate with each other, the more that we brainstorm with each other in a positive way. And that's how we push this energy forward. That how do we see a future for all of us? Not excluding anyone, but like, how do we see us, humanity? Okay, how do we thrive together? How do we envision to build a future together that we can coexist and co-create together in harmony? Because that's exactly what we need right now. We don't really need money. What we are so concerned with or fear, some people would be very fearful for the, not having money, is because they can't pay the rent, they can't pay the food. What does it mean? It's the basic fundamental resources that we all need. That's like the lowest part of the Maslow triangle. That's the survival state. But this is, what is the most funny part of it? Whenever I have to, buy a water, like water in a bottle, I'm like, this is quite insane. Like, I don't have clean drinking water. Like I wanted to say for free. Like, what do you mean by free? When there's no such thing as a price, there's no something called free, right? When we label something as free, it's because it doesn't have a price. You don't have to pay money for it. Only then it comes the term as free. But in reality, what? Like, what? So if I have a garden, I plant my own, I plant my own vegetables. Like, I grow my own vegetables. You don't call that free, right? You don't call that's free. No, I grow my own vegetables. There's not something like a price or free here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is how I feel. It's so weird. Like, if everything comes with a price, and everyone is so concerned with that label, the price, this is quite weird to me. It sounds so weird. It's like I put oxygen in a bottle and I sell it to you. It costs you $30. Yes, if you're on a hill, the altitude is high, then yes, we do need oxygen. But this is how I feel about it now on the ground, about water. Like, I need to buy water to drink. This is crazy to me. It really is crazy. It's the same as like I'm on the altitude. Like, if I don't buy from you, I'm gonna die. If I don't pay for the water bill, I'm gonna die. If I but I'm not here to provoke or suggest that we should not pay anything. No, what I'm here to say is to bring awareness to is to bring awareness to whatever we are consuming, to bring awareness to self-questioning. That do I actually need this? Whatever I have been using, is it actually, like, whatever I'm paying for, am I actually paying for that? Or like, am I paying for the water bill, or actually I'm paying for the water? But why would I have to pay for water? Then it would come into question. It's like it would keep going deeper. Like, okay, because there's a water system that's operated by a company, then that requires money to build, and so they have this price and cost and things. So then I am one of the consumers, and so I would have to pay for the water. But why don't I have to pay for any water if in the past? Like, I'm not joking. Like, think of how people live in the past. Do they have to pay for water bills? The water is clean. The thing about we need a water system right now is because the water is not clean. That's first thing. Second thing is a distribution system, right? Now that becomes more tricky. We think into it, but fundamentally, there's not the price on water. That's what I want to say. That's how I see it. But I'm not saying that the distribution system of water is bad. No, it's very efficient and great and very convenient for most of us. But is it making us better? That's the question. Is it making humanity better? Why is it that so many more people are living in poverty with such systems built? Why is it everybody is working much more like robots than being more free, living more in serenity, living in less burden? Why is it that when you want better quality of life, you have to bear much more burden in cities? What I'm talking about is, but when we actually retreat oneself to nature, we realize that everything doesn't come with a price. What you need to do is literally just you dedicate your own time and effort into cultivating and co-creating with the land. That's what you get everything that we need. That's how we get everything that we need. And so if I have to sum up the entire video with the part 3, that is what would be my opinions for the future. This is just my own opinion, okay? Is that everyone has their own point of view on different things, and that is beautiful and that's great, because diversities make us one, right? It's like in the Amazon forest. There are so many different species, but they coexist and they live together in a very sustainable ecosystem. And that's how I see everyone in the society, in human race, the same. We are all unique. Every one of us is so unique. And there's not one of us that's the same as the other, like actually the same as another person. And that's what makes us so incredibly wonderful. And I think it's so important for everyone to express their true selves in the most creative way, in the most authentic way, because that's what makes us all grow together. Just like that forest, every species is so unique. Each one of the species has a specific role in the entire ecosystem, and not one of them needs to be excluded, because it's a sustainable cycle. It's a sustainable system. And that's how I see humanity as the same. And yeah, awareness is what we possibly need the most right now. Okay, so that's what it is for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave a comment if you have any opinions of your own. Um, um, thank you for your kindness, and thank you for your patience, your support, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.